Hey, welcome to Street Level Spirituality. This is Hangin with. What I'm going to do is first do a little bit of an astrology overview, just to see what's going on for the holiday, for December primarily. And then we'll go into tarot readings for your personal sign right after that. How are you guys doing? I'm doing pretty good. Just been chilling and thought I'd make some videos for the holiday. So in the spirit of the holidays, we're going to pull an Edgar Cayce card for the overall reading. I did the first 4 videos, Aries, Gemini, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. And then I've been kind of working on my camera setup a little bit, and I rearranged it. So I'm going to go ahead and redo the beginning for the rest of the videos. But anyway, it's the same card that I pulled for them. What do you think about this lighting setup? I think it's better. I had the light glare in my eyes before, and now I redid it. I think it's more moody. Anyway, so our Edgar Cayce card, if you don't know who Edgar Cayce is, he was he's called the Sleeping Prophet, one of the greatest psychics of our modern time. Really interesting fellow. His material is very similar to Kevin Ryerson, who I have Kevin Ryerson's book. I read it on my channel if you want to check that out sometime. Really practical spiritual information, not all like super rainbowy and kind of ungrounded, but really grounded stuff about emotions and life and practicality and how to make the most out of being here when we're in the monkey suit. So anyway, the Edgar Cayce card for the month for everyone is, it's never too late to begin, even in an experience. For life and its experience is a continued and continuous effort. So anyway, so that's the card. And, you know, this has been the theme I've been noticing for the holidays in general with all these readings I've been doing. It's this idea that if we acknowledge ourselves as a spirit, as a spiritual being, then, you know, a spiritual being is not necessarily ever born, so it never dies. And in Gnostic teaching, they teach that, you know, that's kind of the resurrection. The resurrection occurs as we live and as we become aware that we're spirit beings, and as opposed to strictly identifying with the material and then having this feeling that kind of life is this arc, you know, it kind of comes up and descends, and we kind of lose our spirit in that process. You know, we get depressed, we only think about our mortality and death, and we don't really see opportunities on a daily basis, and we can kind of lose some of that pizzazz. So, you know, I like this. It's never too late to begin. So no matter where you are in your life, no matter how much you've been in a rut or stuck in any situation, you always have the opportunity, no matter what your age, to have that inquisitive spirit, because it goes from lifetime to lifetime. You carry that with you. You carry the curiosities, you carry the creativity and the exploration into refining a skill, or, you know, or whatever it is that your soul development is growing towards. So anyway, so it's a continued and continuous effort. So there you go. So today, in the spirit of the holidays, I just would like to promote the message of focusing on your spiritual nature, and that, you know, even though the physical body passes, the spirit body is here and eternal. So let's cultivate that spirit. Let's be curious. I'm doing that with these videos. I've really pushed myself to get back into this type of work and honor who I really am. And I hope that you're honoring yourself also, because it's really important to do that for your own well-being and as a gift to other people. So we can be gifts to each other in our presence. How's that for a holiday message? So anyway, so that's our general Edgar Cayce card for the day. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the astrological aspects going on out there in the world right now, or coming up for the next month, sorry. So we had obviously November had a pretty intense Mercury retrograde cycle. We had some really good, nice Neptune energy from Neptune around the 20th of November. And then as we're moving into December, we have Jupiter leaving Sagittarius and entering Capricorn, which is, of course, where we're going to have the big Pluto Saturn conjunction in January that we're ramping up to, which has to do with secrets being revealed in government, and anything to do with any kind of radical transformation of old arcane structures, This is, government, any, old structures within ourselves that are being broken down. Pluto's going in there and breaking it up. So it's a great time for everybody, but we might see some really big secrets come out in government and things like that starting at the beginning of the year. So Jupiter is leaving Sagittarius, coming into Capricorn. Now, Sagittarius is Jupiter's native home, so it's very much at place there. Not so much in place in Capricorn, but it's going to help this transformation that Saturn and Pluto are going through in Capricorn, because Jupiter is expansion and opportunity, and it can just bring a general sense of goodness around the situation. So that's really nice. It's nice to have that there. And then Jupiter takes about 12 months to transit a sign. So basically it's going to be transiting Capricorn. So if you have Capricorn aspects or are a Capricorn sun, moon, or rising sign, or even other aspects, but primarily those, you're going to notice expanded opportunity in those areas in your chart for the next 12 months. And then let's see. So those are changes in establishment, and Jupiter is going to help smooth that out. And then also, since Capricorn is very much career oriented, Jupiter is going to go in there and really smooth things out and create a lot of opportunities for career in the next 12 months. We have a full moon in Gemini on the 12th of December, and that full moon is aspected by Neptune, which I call Planet Hollywood. And I call it Planet Hollywood because Neptune is that imaginative mind that somebody might use to write a script. It can also be kind of a fantasy world, so you just want to be careful of any kind of deception. That's the shadow side of it, is people can kind of tell stories and kind of make things up, and they're not quite accurate. But on the positive side, this full moon in Gemini is also aspected with Jupiter. Jupiter's coming in and placing itself right between Saturn and Pluto during this full moon. So there's some other areas also, with regards of Venus being there, especially during the holiday, is, be mindful of shopping and your values. So before you go out there into the holiday and start choosing what gifts you're picking, is maybe get a little, touch in with yourself and ask yourself about your values. What do you value? When you're selecting gifts for people, are you taking the time to reflect on their current spiritual state? What could possibly benefit them most? And maybe you want to make something. Maybe you want to make a Christmas card. Take the time to do something a little more mindful. But Venus has a lot to do with values and also material goods. So just research your values a little bit, check in with yourself, and then go out there and choose gifts from the heart and that are beneficial to people if you want to. It's up to you. And then we have Venus moving into Aquarius on December 20th. And so that's going to be a lot of love. There's a general, for instance, for the Gemini full moon, there's like a lot of kind of chattiness and intellectual conversation and connecting with people and just kind of chit-chatting. So that could be a lot of these kind of company parties or Christmas get-togethers or family. Venus going to Aquarius December 20th. Aquarius is more of that group energy, that group mind. So a lot of love in the kind of the group area around other people and all that stuff. So everything's looking pretty good. I think there's a lot of really positive planets coming in between Thanksgiving and Christmas and the holiday this year. And then we have eclipses in December also. So it's the eclipses are doorways, or they're doorways in and doorways out. They're endings and beginnings. Everything looks pretty smooth, but we are ramping up again to that Pluto-Saturn conjunction in January. So just keep that in mind. It can be kind of like on a personal level, it can be kind of a breakdown of the things that have worked for us for a really long time, kind of those deep-rooted systems in ourself. And Pluto's coming in and saying, no, that's not appropriate anymore. It doesn't work anymore. Let's break this system down. Let's take the time to reevaluate it and restructure it. And with a little tug of war of Saturn's responsibility and So there's a little bit of a tug of war there. But anyway, so it'll just give us an opportunity to break down these old patterns that really don't serve us anymore, especially around career and anything structural like that. After December 20th, after Venus goes into Aquarius, we have the solstice on December 21st, and slowly the days will be getting a little bit longer. Longer. So anyway, so that's the kind of the astro forecast for now. And then let's get right into your personal tarot readings for your sign. Hey Libra, welcome to your personal tarot reading for December 2019 holiday edition. And today I've been having some really deep, heartfelt readings. I just did Virgo, and that was really powerful. And then thinking that was powerful, I came to you, and I feel like I almost want to cry in a certain sense, because I can feel this deep yearning from Librans to connect. And I went ahead and I pulled the nature of your reading card, the primary card, the card that's influencing it, and then I even pulled a clarifying card. And what I'm seeing here is this real desire to move forward, but kind of not seeing why things are not moving forward. And I got a lot of really strong messages here. So first, what I usually do is I pull an Edgar Cayce card, and yours, I think, ties into this. Here's your card. Here's your Edgar Cayce card. Stays in focus there. You can't read it, obviously, but I'll read it for you. There's your card. And it has a tree, lots of little swirls and people all around. Almost like this family, all connected from the same tree, but we're all these branches, so to say. And it says, "For nothing happens by chance. There may be opportunities for thee, not only to help others, but to be helped by others." So, to get blunt, what I'm really picking up here is that your way through is going to be through doing the work, the self-work, to connect with others. And what I mean by that is sometimes we can be so focused on our focus or what we would like to achieve, that with that missing ingredient of other people and the personal development that we have to go through in learning how to work on our relationships with other people, and sometimes that means tolerating people that we don't necessarily like or share values with, but going through those personal development skills to kind of hone that part of us that can listen with compassion and understand that we don't necessarily have to agree with other people or their values, but that we can still be there for them and conduct our life with the loving values that we have the confidence to be able to share our ideas and our boundaries and our values while still considering other people's. That it's not black and white, that for us to listen and receive someone else's perspective is not necessarily us giving up on our own, and vice versa, that in listening there's always time afterward to share our own needs and boundaries, and it takes away this kind of extreme perspective about life and also helps us remedy our own defenses, that we don't have to defend anything. So that personal growth lesson, I think, is really strong here. And I think that you might be feeling somewhat of a limitation in honing your craft or what your true spiritual gifts are in this world, simply because of this particular spiritual growth area. So I think that you've kind of worked really hard to develop something, develop yourself, a business, some sort of project, your life purpose, your mission, maybe even if it's just a standard career type job, but you're running into a sense of limitation that you can't quite figure out. And I really think that the things that I mentioned earlier are going to be a big part of that process and growth, because you may have missed opportunities, or you may miss opportunities by not doing so. So I think this is really the key to your next step here. So while I was tuning in, I looked around a little bit about relationships and why they're so important to us. And I found this quote that was kind of cool. And it says, this is from an article, it said, "Personal happiness and well-being are paramount, and relationships are the key to that happiness. I believe for anyone who has been down the same road as I, so invested in what they are doing that they only emerge one day to find themselves alone and withdrawn, there are some real lessons here." So during the holiday, it's usually a time that we connect with other people, and I think it's a great opportunity to exercise some of these listening skills. The Vietnamese monk Thich Nhat Hanh, if I pronounce that correctly, I think I'm usually corrected by people whenever I say that, but I don't speak Vietnamese. I don't know how to say it. He has a book called The Art of Communication. It's an audiobook that you can listen to on YouTube for free. I would highly recommend that. It's very beautiful, very profound, as we kind of develop this art within ourselves and can start to really expand our realities a little bit. I think that you've already done all the work you need to do in regards to developing yourself up to this point, and that it's time to change lanes and really just start to connect with other people in regards to seeking out opportunities and where we can find support. And just keep in mind that there's nothing at stake in entertaining other people's feedback, criticisms, things of that sort, and that there's a lot of growth opportunity here for you. So, sorry, my readings tend to be, a lot of readings I notice on YouTube are very much around, what you're going to get, how exciting it's going to be, and you're going to get this relationship and all that stuff. And those readings are out there, but my personal intention is to really get to the root of things, so we can move forward at an accelerated pace and really get out of the ruts in our lives. So I hope you don't mind my frankness. I really do feel like this is a great opportunity for you guys. So and it's also something I'm feeling very personal. I have a lot of planets in Libra. So it's making me feel vulnerable too. So let's go ahead and move on with your reading here. We see that we have the Seven of Wands as your primary card here, and that's that kind of tensions, kind of building. We're not sure why. We were doing all the hard work. Why is it not moving forward? It's being influenced by the Eight of Pentacles, and that's you honing your craft and kind of really doing the diligence and the hard work to hone your craft, which is you deserve a lot of acknowledgement for, and you've done a great job. So it's just, well, shoot, I've done such a good job. Why is this not moving forward? So, and then as a clarifier, I got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and that can exemplify that there's missed opportunities, or that this continued movement of self-focus is going to make you miss opportunities. So we don't want to do that. So let's start tuning in here. So let's go ahead and go into the rest of your reading here. We're going to pull cards for the spiritual realms. Your guides and teachers, the divinity coming down and providing guidance. We're pulling a card for the subconscious realms, or the material realms. These are, often unconscious tensions we have in our body, repressed memories, things of that sort. And let's go ahead and see what's happening in your near future. Let's look and see what your attitude is about this. Let's look at your immediate environment. let's look at your greatest hopes and fears, and let's look at the outcome. This is wonderful. I can see already that's about the best card you could get as far as an outcome, a release of tensions. So I think it's important for you to recognize that the tensions that you're feeling are simply just not responding to the opportunities around you. So, and it's going to be through other people. So, it's time to put down the pencil, turn off the computer at home and get out there and talk to people. That could be as easy as calling a friend for a cup of coffee. It could mean inviting people at work into your creative process, getting feedback about what you're doing. The real gifts and the insight are going to come from other people. And during that process, you're going to have an enriched sense of relationships and engagement with the community and with your colleagues and your friends and family. So really asking a lot of questions, taking the time to listen, and then, that's a good practice. It's a good practice in Thich Nhat Hanh in the Art of Communication. He says, just listen until they're done, not getting defensive, not feeling like there's something at stake, that everyone can put their cards on the table, so to say, and then work it out after the fact. So just practicing listening, choose a person, let them just spill it all out, and then when they're done, while they're talking, that gives you an opportunity also to reflect on how you really see something and what you really are willing to do or not willing to do, or willing to receive or what not willing to receive, and then you can articulate that after they have an opportunity to really share that with you. And people will start noticing a big difference of how that makes them feel and be more attracted to connecting with you because you give them the patience and the love and support, and you become a great role model for them also. So it provides an opportunity for you to be of spiritual service and spiritual value immediately in a time that you might be feeling a little isolated or a little stagnant in those areas. So in the immediate past, we have the Hierophant in reverse. So again, kind of maybe not being really structured in your spiritual views, and understanding the relationship between, that you have with yourself and other people, and getting that kind of clear and straight. In the spiritual realms, you have the Knight of Swords. So there's this really strong force coming down to help guide you through these mental processes to help clarify this. So look to your guides and teachers before you go to sleep at night. Ask for clarity. It's fast forward movement. This horse is charging forward. In your subconscious realms, you have Judgment, and it's. I just feel that basically this is just being a little stuck in old patterns, feeling safe, hiding out. There's too much at stake in connecting with others or receiving feedback or criticism. So I'd rather not do it. But you have to just understand that you'll continue to be stagnant if that's not something you're willing to do. In the immediate future, you have the Tower. The Tower is the breakdown of a structure that's not working. So I would take this to mean that if you're not open to moving forward, that it'll happen for you in some way or another. Someone might confront you. You might have a confrontation. You might just reach a burnout point or something along those lines. So, or this can be, symbolic of sudden inspiration coming to you regarding this matter. And maybe hopefully this video or some of these tools, like Thich Nhat Hanh's book, The Art of Communication on YouTube, could be just an immediate resource for you to watch after this video. I would tag it, but I have no idea what I'm doing on YouTube. I'm sure I could figure it out. But anyway, just look it up. It's called The Art of Communication. It's an audiobook. Your attitude in the matter is, this is what I'm sensing, is there's a reluctancy. There's a reluctancy to move forward here. And I think there's a good question. It's a good time to ask why. Why do I not want to move forward? What am I getting out of feeling safe here? maybe there's some other emotional wounds in the past regarding where there was conflict around your own expression or creativity or finding your own expression. And I think that there's a real lesson in giving up a little bit of control and being open to some of the insight that the world can provide to you. And you're going to find that through relating and connecting with other people. Your immediate environment, I think this is really acknowledging what I just said, is that you have the Empress. This is very loving, very nurturing. She's got pomegranates on her dress. It's about fertility and growth and creativity. Anytime you see fertility, that's creativity. It's growth. It's generation. It's negative and positive, masculine and feminine coming together to that spark of creation. So your environment is very nurturing. It has all those tools are available to you. So it's really up to you to dig deep. And I think during the holiday, it's a wonderful time to invite that spirit of growth and community and connection into your life and really re-nourish yourself with all those possibilities and opportunity. Your environment's full of it. You just gotta have to just shake it off a little bit, take a shower, dance around a little bit, do something to kind of shake up your energy and get out there and just experiment with connecting with people. Greatest hopes and greatest fears, we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So your greatest hope and greatest fear is that you're not going to get out of this or get out of this, and you want to get out of the cold, you want to get out of this inner poverty and move forward. And again, it's simply, you might feel outside in the cold right now by yourself. Why not go inside, grab some warm soup for the holidays and connect and create some holiday cheer. And then at the end here, we have the Ten of Wands in reverse, which is wonderful. The Ten of Wands is like kind of growing tension. In reverse means that the tension's releasing. So I think that you have all the tools, all the guidance, and that this is going to be something that is going to really work out for you, and that you're going to be inspired to see the rewards of this process. So anyway, it's my intention that you live your best life and that you feel wonderful, and that you're serving your spirit while we're here on this earth. There's a lot of emotions, there's a lot of subconscious things that we go through and things in our past that can kind of create these blocks or put blinders on us, and we can't always see how to move forward. And I think it's simply for you is just to really start learning how to create that relationship with healthy boundaries with other people and seeing what gifts they bring to your process and your apprenticeship and your honing your craft in the world. Sending lots of love, happy holidays, and I'll see you guys next year.